Search is changing fast, and if we play it right, we can get way ahead of the competition by showing up before they even know where to look. AI is everywhere now. Google's pushing AI answers to the top of nearly every search. Etsy is leaning harder than ever into AI and large language models, and according to Teen Vogue, Gen Z and Gen Alphas, while pretending they're not using it, are quietly turning to ChatGPT as a life assistant, therapist. They're helping them plan gifts, reword text, and avoid drama. How we search is changing, but so is how we're found. It's no longer just typing cottagecore green leather bag for a woman. Now it's, remember Sarah? Her birthday's Friday. What do you think she'd like? If we want to be discovered, we don't just need to show up in search. We need to be the brand the bots recommend. So I thought, what better way to learn how to optimize for AI than to just ask the bot herself? Chatty. ChatGPT sends me YouTube traffic, recommends blog posts, and seems to know more than she lets on. So I asked her about YouTube, blogs, which are still a solid way to start building a website, and of course, how to get our Etsy shops recommended. Then I sifted through her answers, fact checked anything that felt sus, and looked for the big patterns we can actually see when we're creating content anywhere. There are some genuinely helpful, actionable tips here, and if you stick around, I'll share the exact prompts I use to get Chatty to help me with research, competitor spying, and even shop audits. Now, when I asked what actually helps with visibility, Chatty agreed, as she always does, that the future of visibility is both being found in search and being recommended by AI systems and algorithms. She kept coming back to the same 6 ideas, no matter the platform. Consistency. If your content is topically consistent, the AI can figure out what your channel, blog, or shop is known for. A clear niche helps the system recommend you to the right people. Natural language. Keyword stuffing? Nope, you've got to write in a way that sounds like a real human. That's what the AI likes. Clear, natural, and helpful language wins. Content clusters. If you like this, you'll probably like that. AI loves these kind of patterns. So when your content connects together, videos, blog posts, or listings, it makes it easier to serve up more of you to the viewers. And also, linking. Link between your own stuff and across platforms, like linking your Etsy shop to your video descriptions, your blog post and your Pinterest pins, that kind of thing. And while we can't control this, other people linking to your content is a huge bonus in the AI's eyes. FAQs. AIs love FAQs. The more clearly you answer real questions your audience has, the more likely you are to get featured or recommended. And finally, good SEO still matters. Even if Chatty isn't reading your Etsy tags directly, she does admit that SEO affects what she sees and suggests. If something ranks well or gets discussed a lot, she's more likely to bring it up. So that gives us some actionable steps, not just best practices, but ways to really level up how we show up online. Firstly, nail your niche, know exactly who you're talking to, and keep your messaging consistent across your shop, your socials, your blogs, everywhere. And here's a mindset shift. Don't be afraid to use the same superstar keyword in multiple places. You're not competing with yourself, you're building authority. This is also a great reason to have dedicated social media presence for your shop instead of trying to promote several shops from one account. The clearer your brand, the easier it is for both customers and AI to figure who you're for. Next, help your customer. Writing in natural human language doesn't just feel nicer, it actually helps the bots find you. So answer their questions clearly. That means filling out your Etsy FAQs, yes, but also thinking about how your videos, blogs, and socials can solve real problems for your audience. If you've got extra time, maybe even help people out in places like Reddit or Quora. Not spamming, genuinely helping. That kind of contribution builds trust and authority over time. And finally, make it easy to find you. Use accurate categories, simple, well-structured listings, and link everything. Help people find your shop, your content, your offers, because if it's hard to find, AI won't find it either. I did promise at the start that I'd share how to actually use Chatty to help your shop, and that includes the prompts I use myself. And fair warning, these conversations aren't always smooth. Even the creator of ChatGPT says we're probably relying on her a bit too much. She's clever, but she's still a tool that makes mistakes. Sometimes she just makes things up, so you have to push back and do your own research. Here's how I usually start to kind of rein her in a little bit. Can you let me know when the advice you're given is generic best practice and when it's based in specific sources like Google documentation, Etsy articles, or your own AI influenced opinions? Could you label the source of each bit of advice? That helps me know what to trust and potentially what to double check. Now, if I want to see who's doing well on Etsy in my niche, I keep it simple. What needle felting shops on Etsy catch your eye? And what about their presence on Etsy or around the web made you recommend them to me? And then I could follow up with, could you compare my Etsy shop, Ben McFuzzylugs, to these shops and let me know what I'm missing that might stop you recommending my shop over theirs? Now, she will make stuff up. For example, she told me I wasn't a star seller, which at the time I was, and when I pushed back on her advice about my photos, she eventually admitted she hadn't looked at them. The advice was generic. Hadn't looked at them, can't look at them. But here's the thing, if you challenge the weird answers, you'll usually dig up something useful. There's always a helpful nugget in there. You just have to keep asking. Because if you're building a shop you love, why not give it the best possible chance to be found? AI is evolving at an unprecedented pace. If she can't find you, you're going to get left behind.